Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now. Do pirates need due process as much as the rest of us? Should you have spent that last dollar in your pocket on a lottery ticket? And am I too sexy for my teleprompter? I'm Chris Pirillo, and this is the Lockergnome Daily Report. Thank you for liking this video. Be sure to check out the links we've provided in the show notes that you should be able to find somewhere on this page. In spite of sounding like an Italian guy, what you looking at? The SOPA, or Stop Online Piracy Act, is anything but squeaky clean. How does the entertainment industry circumnavigate the Constitution to bring the American public in line with its unreasonable demands? Matt Ryan talks about it in his report at Lockergnome.com. Hey, forget about it. Our YouTube comment of the day is by iHydra on the brick film we just uploaded, A Day in the Life of Chris Pirillo. He writes, "This is so poetic." I respond, "I do believe that Lego is sublime, but through it all I did not speak a rhyme. We might do more if we can find the time. The doctor said use coconut and lime." No matter how much sense you think something makes, there's always someone else to come along and challenge your beliefs, like suggesting that the world is round instead of flat. We all know it's flat. What? Oh. By the same token, other people may think the same about your reasoning and shake their heads sadly at what they see as your lack of logic. What constitutes common sense? Sherman DeForest talks about being on both sides of the issue in his Lockergnome.com story. It makes much more sense if you actually read it. Reading? I don't think anybody's even watching. I know. I seem to be pretty unforgiving when it comes to making common errors with the English language. Even following PUGs, that's punctuation, usage, grammar, and spelling, we're all bound to make mistakes from time to time. One of you viewers caught our Lockergnome editor Bob Fogarty slipping up. Did you catch his error? Bob apologizes for it profusely in his post. Moreover, he spelled profusely with an FU in the middle of it. Our blog comment of the day is in response to speech recognition software. Does it work? Guns and Pixie Dust writes, "Great article. I didn't even know Amazon was working on its own speech recognition software technology. Although it was expected, it has to keep up with Apple somehow. Obviously. Did you know that originally Apple wanted to market the iPad as something called the I am not the Kindle? Doesn't quite roll off the tongue, does it? It's true. I read it on Wikipedia. This week, we'll get to see if the hype over Amazon's Kindle Fire as the next best thing to an iPad will be justified at a fraction of the cost. In his report at Lockergnome.com, Ron feels that its success will ultimately be made or broken by Amazon's support for the cloud. When asked, the average consumer has no idea what the cloud is, nor can they tell the difference between an iPad and a hill of beans. Are you getting a Kindle Fire? I wonder if you can pee on it to turn it off. You know, kind of like how they do campfire, you pee. Is it wrong for a man with only $1 to his name to use it to play the lottery? Hindsight has all the answers, of course, but what do you do when you don't have a time machine to tell you how a decision is going to play out? Sure, you could play the guessing game, which is a lot like beer pong with less balls and hair that gets stuck to the balls. Oh, just read the article. This just in, I've got the moves like Jagger. Keeping our health in check, especially when many of us are planted in front of our computers all day, can be a challenge. What kind of loser would sit in front of his computer all day long? And while there are countless geeky ways of tracking one's daily activities and inactivities, the Up bracelet from a company called Jawbone works with your iPhone and soon Android to give you what may be the most comprehensive data yet. Ron goes over its features in his Lockergnome report. Oh look, I'm a fat ass. Our question of the day is asked by Christopher Pham on Lockergnome.net. What does the Lockergnome community think about virtual worlds such as Second Life and There.com? Which is about to be reopened to the public soon. I'm not sure about the rest of you, but I've never been incredibly excited about virtual worlds. Sure, you can do things in a virtual world that you can't do in real life, like walk around and talk to people, but the software is still a bit challenging to use. Second Life, I still need a first one. If you didn't already realize it, I'm using a teleprompter right now. Finally! My iPad is sitting inside a small container with beam splitter glass set above it at an angle. And the camera, well, it's right behind the glass. You don't believe me? Well, here's what I see. This allows me to read from a script and stare directly into the camera's lens at the same time. And the best part? Everything I needed here cost less than $100. Since I already had the iPad. The software was purchased separately from the App Store. And if you want to learn how you can have a similar setup for your own video recording needs, check out our link in the show notes. I'm Ron Burgundy?
Damn it, who typed a question mark on the teleprompter?
Our backlink of the day is from Ron J. Miller of Social Media Today, referencing Kelly Clay's "You Can Now Delete Your Clout" profile in his article, encouraging people to derail clout altogether by deleting their profiles en masse. Remember, if you delete your clout profile, you will no longer be eligible for getting worthless perks you didn't care about and were never influential for in the first place. You know, hun, Game Boys generally work better when the screen's facing you.
It's not a Game Boy.
No, it's definitely a Game Boy. I can see it. It even says Game Boy on it. I didn't realize you had a Game Boy. Even, like, an original Game Boy. What are you doing on that?
Just texting.
Wait a minute, you can't text on a Game Boy? Oh, hang on a second. Is that an iPhone case?
Yes.
So that's the back. Let's see the iPhone. Right there! Oh wait, we don't want to show off your apps, do we?
Okay.
It's just Facebook and stuff. So I got this iPhone case at, it's okay, you can show off the back, online. And it only cost me 99 cents. And I will be putting a link for everybody so they can get their own Game Boy iPhone case in the show notes. Well, surprise, surprise. Looks like my Kindle Fire finally shipped. If you want to watch me unbox it on YouTube Live, be sure to follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. I'll announce the link there. Of course, you could watch it after it's been recorded and posted to YouTube. Either way, yippee! Our Gnomie of the day is Jim Huntsman on Google+, who reshared our most recent TLDR episode with the addendum, "There's no place like Nome." Indeed, the only place like Nome is Nome, Alaska, but I'm in Seattle, and my nickname is spelled differently. It's time for another Green Screen Community Challenge. Use your video editor to decide what I'm talking about, then upload it as a video response to this video on YouTube. In 3, 2, 1. Have you seen this person? Their whereabouts are completely unknown, though they were last seen yesterday near this store, allegedly waiting in line for this product. What's more disturbing is this amateur video footage from the scene. Disgusting. If you have any more information as to this incident, please share it with us immediately. Thanks for liking this video. For more tech news, reviews, how-tos, simply follow us on Google+, Twitter, Facebook, and subscribe to the Lockergnome.com RSS feed. Feel free to post your questions and answers on Lockergnome.net, too. My email address is chris@Pirillo.com, my blog is chris.Pirillo.com, and we're sharing information live, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, at live.Pirillo.com. We'll see you later. Disgusting.